Hello and welcome to the award-winning movie podcast. This week it's not Brad, it's Craig. And we have a good episode for you lined up because we are tackling the ambitious topic of best movie sequel. For example, do you enjoy Paddington 2? Aliens? Back to the Future Part 2? Well, we mentioned none of those. Sorry. But don't worry about that yet, because Brad has a compelling argument as to why we should start with our other topic. Best Gadget. Enjoy!
Right, so we've got best gadget and best sequel. Should we do sequel second? Because it's sequel. So we'll kick things off with Gadget.
We'll kick things off with Gadget.
Do you get it?
Oh, Brad, he's so witty, that Brad.
I don't know how I think of these things.
Wonder how long it took him to workshop that one, yeah. Right, well, who wants to go first? I struggle with this one a little bit, so I think I've got some things, but I feel like I'd like to get a bit of inspiration from what you guys have been working on.
I think I always make you guys go first because I did the intros. So I'll kick things off with some questions of what we define as a gadget, because I bet this is going to be a sketchy one.
Right, this I did have opinions on. Right, no fucking cars and no suits.
Yes, I agree.
Those are the fun ones.
Because that's not a gadget, it's too big. Gadget, to me, feels like it has a size limit. And being a suit or a car is like, that's a different thing, man. And we already did vehicle, so.
Have you guys seen, I think it's in Goldfinger, the intro to Goldfinger, where there's a jetpack, but it's the biggest jetpack you've ever seen in your life. It's basically the size of a car that Sean Connery gets strapped into.
Yeah, I've seen it, and in the image, he's wearing this fucking ridiculous helmet.
Yeah, it's very absurd. But because normally I'd say, I'd allow a jetpack as a kind of gadget, but that one's fucking massive. It's huge.
It's fucking massive. And also, like, I know that it's not the same shape, but it feels like his helmet in that jetpack has the same energy as a dunce hat. It makes me think that Sean Connery is stupid. It's sort of like he's wearing his hat, not from protection from the jetpack, but from the deficiencies of his own mind. Is that too harsh? Probably.
Yeah, so that one doesn't count, but James Bond is a franchise famous for its gadgets. None of them really stand out to me as like, that's like a top tier gadget.
Yeah, I struggle with that.
Yeah, I think so. And I think it's because they're too normal and they're like, kind of appropriately. They're things that would be useful to James Bond, but not to me.
Or they're only useful in the final 10 minutes of the movie where they create a scenario to make the gadget useful. This ring will shatter any glass. So you've got no way out, Mr. Bond. We're stood on this glass floor. Yes, I'm quite stuck.
That's right. Well, it's like in the Daniel Craig ones, he has this like fingerprint activated gun, and I guess that's kind of cool, but it's kind of irrelevant.
Unless some guy grabs your gun off you and tries to shoot you.
Yeah, it doesn't really like do anything. Like that's useful to James Bond. That's not really useful to me. But you know what? This actually was one of mine. I've picked a gadget from an entirely different sort of Secret Service, the Neuralizer from the Men in Black.
Oh, good choice.
Because I'm like, that would be useful to me.
Tom, you're going down some dodgy route here. I'd love to erase people's memories of the things I've done. What have you done, Tom? What do you want to do?
No, I just mean that, like, if it's like, you just embarrass yourself a little bit and you're like, right, okay, reset that one, we'll go again. I didn't mean committing crimes.
Do you mean erase your mind or the person's mind?
I think maybe my own, because really most other people forget about it when you fuck up.
Well, they tell stories afterwards, don't they? And that replaces their memory.
Oh, so if you use it on yourself, I can't tell myself the story. So I'm literally just like absolutely sunk in my own brain.
You just be confused forever. Go, what the fuck?
If you keep using it on yourself, would you even remember you have a neuralizer?
Probably not. But this is where I think maybe it falls into the realm of being like a drug addict, where you just addled your own brain too much, and you're like, wait, who the fuck am I, man?
This sounds like a good plot for like a B-movie kind of sci-fi spin-off of Men in Black.
Yeah, it does. But I'd say what counts against it, and I won't go into others just yet, is that it only has a negative use, I think, which is like something bad has happened and you want to erase the memory of that either for yourself or for other people. It doesn't really have a positive use. Or maybe it can, but it's limited in that way, I think. But otherwise, I think.
Here's one. I don't know if this counts as a gadget. I think so. Spider-Man's web shooters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I suppose they are a gadget.
They're a gadget, and he needs them.
He does need them.
Yeah, you know what I'd really enjoy those for? If you need a place to sit somewhere and there's no seats left and you can shoot yourself a hammock.
Yeah, shooting yourself a hammock. That would be pretty good.
It would give away your secret identity quite quickly. If everyone just sees you chilling in a hammock.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, they'd be like, I wonder who Spider-Man is, and you're there, in your web hammock. Oh, the ideas. And you're like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't get how Stan Lee creates this character and goes, I'm going to make this guy called Spider-Man. Oh, what powers is he going to have? Well, he's going to be able to climb walls that all insects can do. He's going to have super strength. Spiders famously strong, apparently. Agile, okay, I'll give him that. Spidey sense, okay. Well, is he going to shoot webs from his hands? No. He's going to have to make the web shooter separately. Well, why the fuck having bitten by a spider? He could have been bitten by any creature.
Could have been by a beetle.
Yeah, it could be Beetle Man and goes, I'm going to make web shooters. The one thing spiders do, famously, is shoot webs.
Yeah. Well, unless it's the Tobey Maguire movies, and then he does have spider shooting. He doesn't have to kind of.
Yeah, which for me, I know people kind of go against that way of thinking of Spider-Man. People tend to online prefer him having mechanical web shooters. Maybe because I grew up with Toby.
Yeah, I think so. And also, I feel like the element of needing to reload one of the main aspects of your power is just like really inconvenient.
And that's just there to add drama at any moment where he thinks he's got the upper hand. Oh no, my web fluid. I'm all out of web fluid.
Yeah. And to be fair, if I was Spider-Man, I'd be forgetting that shit at home all the time, especially like when crimes in New York City come up at the last minute. You know, you're delivering your pizzas and then you're like, oh shit, man, I don't even have any cans on me and now I can't use my main power. And it's like, well, I'm kind of a shit superhero now. So
yeah, now I'm just Beetle Man.
Now I'm just Beetle Man. Now I'm just a generic insect man. The spider part is irrelevant.
Well, there's another superhero famous for gadgets. I'm not sure what my number one pick is, but it might be this. It's one of the most classic gadgets going. Grappling hook. You need a grappling hook.
The grappling hook's kind of cool. I would say, right, its usage in the movies, though. The grappling hook is cool, but it's cool because it's in the Arkham Asylum trilogy of games, where you're grappling all the time. You're grappling left and right. But in the movies, he's hardly ever grappling. He does loads more like floating than grappling.
It's funny you mentioned those trilogy of games, because I was struggling to think of gadgets for this topic. And I kept thinking of gadgets like from video games instead. I think video games offer like a wider range of interesting gadgets.
Yeah.
And one that I remembered from those Batman games was he had this weird thing, I think in the first Arkham Asylum game, where he could unlock a door with this gadget, and he had to sort of tune it to the frequency of the lock somehow, and it just unlocked. And I remember playing that as a teenager thinking, fuck, I wish I had that gadget.
Yeah, but that bit always did annoy me in the games. It's boring.
Yeah, but the only thing I'd fantasize about was going into the classrooms in school when no one else was there.
Why? What are you doing in there, Chris?
Well, so that you could do school when nobody else was there.
Like you had to wait to leave your bag in the classroom as you were leaving for lunch, unless you wanted your bag with you at lunch. And I thought, oh, it'd be handy if I could get in there before everybody. That was the only thing I wanted that gadget for.
I love how all your dreams for this gadget are they're really small time. You're not like, oh, I could rob a bank or something. You're like, I could put my bag away sooner. I don't have to carry it around at lunchtime. And like, I don't think you need like a gadget for that, Craig. You just needed a key, or if you just ask nicely.
By the way, I'm shocked you guys have come around to my way of thinking and just using this as an opportunity to think, which one of these would I like in real life?
Yeah, I actually think that's the only way that you can approach it and approach this category, because and this is why I picked my next one, is that it also gives you an opportunity to talk about movies that are maybe a bit naff but have good gadgets. And clearly one of those is the TV remote from Click, right?
I watched Click recently for this episode.
Yeah, and it's a great gadget, and the reason I think it's say better than the neuralizer is that it has a positive use, because you can pause, replay, rewind, do a little bit of fast forwarding. Can he fast forward? I can't really remember.
He spends most of the movie using the fast forward, and he accidentally pretty much fast forwards his whole life. It has a weird auto mode.
Oh, yeah.
Where if you use it fast forward too much, it just fast forwards whenever you think it will, kind of like AI before AI.
Okay.
And he regrets using it. The movie is aged horribly. He basically uses it to get his wife and kids to leave him alone, like for 90% of the movie.
Sounds timeless to me.
But, yeah, that does feel like a very Adam Sandler movie usage of the TV remote, which it is. But I felt like it has a positive use. So it's like neuralizer is only undoing bad things, maybe. Like the TV remote, you could rewind to something good and be like, you know what? Yeah, let's do that again.
Yeah, but it's not a gadget. It's magic. Is a flying broom a gadget? It's magic.
Yes, I'd say it is. No, because it's through the conduit of a TV remote, and TV remote's a technology, so it's a gadget.
Well, it didn't work out for old Adam, did it? He got all sad and fat at the end, so,
Well, maybe, but, this is what I'm saying. But I want the gadget. I would just use it better than Adam. That's what I think.
Okay, I'll throw out another one. Brad said before we recorded this episode, Craig, I challenge you to take this one seriously. So my genuine pick.
Don't tell everyone how much of a prick I am outside the podcast.
Well, I genuinely tried for the main pick, but I have a feeling you guys are going to be like, oh, that's not a fucking gadget. Fuck off. But it's the only one I could think of that sort of like has subtext, relates to the story and all that shit Tom goes on about. But in the meantime, I have the dog translator from Up. or the collar translator.
Yeah, that's a gadget.
Yeah. Okay, right. You're winning me round with this one. That's great. That's like the one thing that every pet owner wants is to know what their pet is thinking.
Yeah, 100%.
Although, if that translated to them being annoying, I feel like you would regret it. You'd be like, right, I'm taking that collar back.
Yeah, there's a cat that comes round my house like every so often. It's my neighbour's cat. When it wants us to let it in, it'll just meow outside the door for ages until we give in and open the door. And I've always wondered, is it being rude or is it being nice? Like, can I come in, please, when it meows? Or is it being like, hey, fuck faces, let me in?
See, I think I'm leaning towards, and I love cats is what I want to start out with, but I think it's more the second one, because apparently cats don't really meow at each other that much unless it's to kittens. And so the reason they do it to humans is, one, that they know it works, and two, that they think we're a little bit stupid.
Oh, they got my number.
Which might not be that inaccurate. But, so, they're like, well, this idiot won't listen to me unless I make noises at him. So, like, come on. Come get the door, Craig, you fucking moron.
And it fucking works as well.
Yeah, exactly, it works.
She's great. And she scratches my carpet, but I don't mind because she's cheeky. I love it. But I also do you remember the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie? There was a very brief bit where... Oh, what's her name? Zooey Deschanel.
Yeah.
Her character had like a mini lightsaber, and you slice a loaf of bread, and it instantly toasts it.
Oh, that's cool.
This toasts bread while you're slicing it. We're on a spaceship.
I'm desperate
Arthur.
for a way to save counter space in my kitchen, and that would be a fantastic way to save counter space in my kitchen.
It would be, and also save a lot of time.
You could just use your grill.
We have a super old oven. I kind of don't trust the grill, but that's another issue for another podcast.
No, but Brad, it saves time. Because
I'm not saying get rid of a toaster. I'm just saying
I hate toasters.
No, but I would be rid of the toaster, yeah. Because the thing about toasters is that the crumbs build up at the bottom, and they set on fire, and it burns your toast. It does the toast too much, and you go. But it's just they're a pain in the ass, and it puts me off having toast. Yeah, I need one of those.
Absolutely. Right, this is a controversial one. Remember They Live? Are the sunglasses a gadget?
Yeah, I had They Live. Their glasses are absolutely a gadget.
You count them as a gadget? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've got They Live as well.
Is that your main pick?
I think it was, yeah, because the other two were kind of just stupid. So I was like, well, the glasses in They Live are like what the whole movie is about.
Yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen They Live, they're basically sunglasses you put on, and in this world there's aliens. These sunglasses show you who's an alien and who's not, so it cancels out the alien's disguise.
So we're going away from what we'd want in our real lives then, because the glasses from They Live in your real life would be of zero use, I hope.
Brad, if there's an alien about, I want to fucking know.
Yeah.
But what if you put them on and everything's fine?
No, but the thing is, wouldn't that be so reassuring? Like, you'd be like, you know what, I'll just put these glasses on, and then you're like, oh wait, we're all good. We're all good. No aliens.
So, we're all right.
It's like having a nuclear war bomb shelter in your house, innit? You have it, but you hope you don't need
Craig,
it.
have you got a nuclear war bomb shelter in your house?
Are you joking? I can barely afford a new kitchen. But the sunglasses as well, they're part of that iconic scene, aren't they? Where he walks into the bank, looks at who's an alien and who's not with the sunglasses and
I
says...
have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Yeah, glasses in They Live. That's my actual pick as well.
Well, I'll bring up, I think is my actual nomination from another franchise famous for its gadgets that I think utilises them better than James Bond does even, and that's Mission Impossible. So I'm going for the sticky gloves from Ghost Protocol to let him climb up the Burj Khalifa.
Oh, Brad, they break. They're unreliable.
Yeah, they break. They're a faulty gadget.
They do break, but it's because he was climbing too tall a building. If he climbed a smaller building, it would have been all right.
Wait, did they have to be in range of something else to work? I can't really remember that.
No. They just broke for drama.
Yeah.
So that's me trying to pick one that would be good in real life. They would be very cool in real life. You could be Spider-Man.
So, but this brings us back to something we spoke about in our documentary episode of the podcast, Free Solo. The Free Solo guy didn't need the gloves. So I feel like that kind of undoes the utility of the Mission Impossible sticky gloves. What building did he just climb the other day? Netflix did like a live stream of him.
And the Taipei 101.
Yeah, free climbing Taipei 101. And he did that without any sticky gloves. So it kind of feels like, oh, if you do that now with sticky gloves, it's like, well, you're worse than the Free Solo guy. You know, you did it without any gadgets.
To be fair, not discrediting his achievement, it was very cool. but that had like ridges to hold onto, and I don't think the Burj Khalifa does.
Oh, could we, what's his name again? Can we get him on the line and see if we could get him to do the Burj Khalifa to prove that the sticky gloves are pointless?
Don't wuss
Don't
out,
wuss out, man. Come on. Nowhere to hold on to? That's never stopped you before.
But the second reason of that is that why I'm choosing the sticky gloves is that it also results in a really cool sequence. It's very cinematic. You get to do the cool Tom Cruise stunt because of the gadget. So it works cinematically, and it's also a cool gadget to have in your life.
Yeah.
But the one thing that is weird about it is that the fact he's using gloves means that Tom climbed that entire thing using purely upper body strength.
Yeah.
And the rest of him was just dangling there.
Yeah, that's a bit mad, isn't it?
He needed sticky shoes.
He did, yeah. Why didn't they make him Spider-Man? To be fair, that's a good point, actually. Had he got sticky shoes, he's only one additional gadget away from just being Spider-Man.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So there's a possible Mission Impossible future where he's just Spider-Man now. How old's Tom Cruise? Is he like 60? Like 60-year-old Tom Cruise is the new Spider-Man? Yeah.
That'd be cool. And another one from Mission Impossible is the mask making machine. That'd be fun.
I feel like that's a more iconic one.
It's more iconic,
The mask
yeah.
making one. Yeah, it's like that's the Mission Impossible thing, to the point where you feel like they're crowbarring it into every movie because they're like, yeah, come on, we got to use a mask.
Yeah, you
That's
love
the
it.
whole
Yeah.
thing. We're the mask guys. So so Brad, but the problem with the mask machine is the same problem with the neuralizer in that, like, what are you using it for? Like, what are your motives?
I want to sneak into galas, fancy galas and operas, and I want to pretend to be the Prime Minister. It is overused. I think Mission Impossible 2 ruined the mask
Yeah.
forever because it was so mask heavy that everyone was like, I'm fucking sick of these masks.
I'm kind of tired of masks. Like,
Anyway, those are all my nominations. I'm assuming we don't count a lightsaber as a gadget,
well, the thing is, I would have, but it just feels like too obvious. That can go in a weapon category.
and it's not as useful as sticky gloves. So what are our number ones? I'm going to go with the Mission Impossible gloves or a grappling hook, but that's me.
Well, is my number one a gadget? I feel like I'll get some pushback with this. I haven't said it yet.
Okay.
It is the memory eraser from Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Is that a gadget?
If I'd classified it as a gadget, I would have been like, yeah, that's the best one, because it's basically the best use of one in a movie, I think. But I don't know if it's a gadget. I don't know. Brad's going to have to... Brad, do you have any strong feelings about whether it is or isn't?
Oh, Brad don't want me to win.
Well, surely the neuralizer does the same thing, and it's a better, more convenient version of it anyway. So surely the neuralizer would beat that.
I suppose the neuralizer is time-based, though, isn't it? Whereas this is very, like, targeted to be like, all right, you're forgetting one specific person.
And Tom, the substance of it, the substance, because it's all the allegory for the emotional avoidance and the coping and the illusion of control you have over your life. And, like, is something worth the pain.
Are you just trying to argue like Tom?
No, just appealing to all this. You said, I challenge you to take this subject seriously.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate the effort.
True.
That is very serious. And like I say, I'd be with you if I thought it was definitely a gadget, but I'm basically not sure.
Yeah.
One of the best things about Eternal Sunshine is that the sci-fi sort of gadgety whatever elements to it are really lo-fi, and they don't bother to explain them at all, other than just that they function. But because of that, I don't think you can tell whether it's a gadget or not.
Even if it is a gadget, I wouldn't say it's the best gadget.
Well, I think, Craig, what we've got the opportunity here to do is we could team up with the glasses from They Live and take the win.
Oh, but that was yours, not mine.
But you also said it.
I didn't mention it, but no, that's not the way we do things. It was a special mention for me. I'd vote for They Live.
But they're not that cool. They're just sunglasses that you can let you see aliens.
No, but they are cool, Brad, and it's because they're sunglasses.
They facilitate the plot, but it's not like cinematic. It's just necessary. Like, nah.
No, they are cool. Which is why, if you were going down that route, you would obviously have the TV remote from Click.
No, the TV remote from Click is magic. It's not a gadget.
But it's a TV remote. Those exist.
And it all goes wrong. It's got a mind of its own, and it fucks you over. It's just... Is Christopher Walken in that meant to be like the devil or God or something?
Honestly, I really can't remember. Craig, you're our resident Click expert.
It's something like that.
He's the angel of death, I think, actually. It turns out.
Oh, there you go. You see, it's a demonic device then.
Not a gadget.
It angers God. I'm not voting for any gadget that angers God.
But he's advocating for the glasses from They Live, and they are not magic. They are a Gadget.
A gadget. They're developed.
They're pointless to have in real life. They're not that cinematic. They're just necessary for
Hey,
the plot. They're not
You
that
only
cool.
think they're pointless in real life because you haven't worn them to know if they're pointless or not. This is why they need them to exist, Brad.
You'd go out with them like once a fortnight, wouldn't you? Just make sure everything's
That's
all
what I
right.
mean. You're like, yeah, just make sure anything's changed. And you know what? I bet it'd turn out it was real. That's all I'm saying.
And I don't like the glasses style. They're too boxy.
But there's another function to the glasses we haven't mentioned, which is it lets you see the true message of all the advertising around you.
I can already see through all that. I don't need the glasses for that. I've already seen through the looking glass, man. I already know all this shit.
I think in this day and age, though, that's quite a handy gadget, especially for a young person.
I feel like it'd be quite good now that AI video is really advanced. You know, like when they're trying to make it to look like. So you'd be like, it'd be good to check and be like, oh, right, yeah, no, that's one of them not real ones. Moving on.
This might be our most contested category yet. I think no one's. You two are trying to team up against me, but I'm not having it. Your choices are wrong. They live sunglasses.
That's how a team up works, though, Brad. You don't have to agree with us anymore. We've got the numbers.
Really, they live sunglasses over the ability to climb the Burj Khalifa, kind of halfway before we break.
Right. There isn't a guy that already exists that can do the purpose of the They Live glasses, but the free solo guy can already do the climbing bit. So it's like, all right, what you can do just be a less good version of that guy.
All right, I'll make. How about we give the sticky gloves the win? But if Alex Honnold climbs the Burj Khalifa, we'll retroactively readdress this and change.
No.
Brad, I've got an extremely fair thing to do. I pride myself on being the voice of reason who rarely votes for himself. I propose I Google right now, is the sunglasses and They Live a gadget? And if Google says yes, I give it to Tom. If he says no, I give it to you. Is that fair?
Yeah, yes.
I don't disagree that they're a gadget, but fine. If you two want to team up, but the audience knows I'm right.
I'm doing it anyway for myself. Is the sunglasses from They Live a...
AI wants to agree with you.
The
so
sunglasses from They Live are a fictional sci-fi gadget that act as a metaphor. Yeah, Google says it's a gadget. Tom, the winner of the award for Best Movie Gadget goes to the sunglasses from They Live.
Hooray! Boo, Brad. You just need to put your glasses on and wake up.
I don't need the glasses to wake up.
You're going to put them on and you'll be like, wait, those sticky gloves are bullshit.
Our next category is Best Sequel, by which we mean Best Second Film, to be more specific. So we're doing Best Second Installment in a franchise.
Cool. So I'm going to come out hot out of the gates on this one, not with a suggestion, although I already have mine, is that Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers does not count because there's no iteration in that sequel because they're all shot basically as one big movie. So whereas I feel like to have the category work, it has to be a proper sequel. It's like, right, we made the first one and now we're making another one. And that's where I've gone with it. Brad, do you have any objections to that?
No, I'm fine with that. I'm not going with it for the same reason as that, but for basically I want mine to be a bit more standalone, I suppose. I think I already know what you've picked as your main nomination anyway.
Okay, right. So my first nomination for this is Spider-Man 2.
Oh, I've got Spider-Man 2 down.
Spider-Man 2 is great.
It's a fantastic movie, and I think it's great because it iterates on what is already good about the first one, but then, makes it better. And not just by making the stakes bigger. It's not just sort of like, oh, right now Spider-Man's saving the whole world. It's like it's still New York based. And I think crucially about Spider-Man 2, I think the thing that I love the most about it is that basically the standout moments in Spider-Man 2 are all the character scenes. And so it's a really good character movie, especially for a superhero movie. Like the bit where he confesses to Aunt May that he had a role in Uncle Ben's death is like one of the best scenes in the movie. And it's just basically like a scene from a drama. Like it isn't related like as such. It's not like a big superhero scene. And I feel like a lot of modern superhero movies, or modern movies of all kinds, sort of neglects the drama arc of stuff because they're like, all right, well, we've got to get this out of the way and then get to the next action scene. Whereas in Spider-Man 2, all those scenes are kind of the most important.
That's why I like the dynamic with Spider-Man and Doc Ock, just in anything, in video games, comics, in the movie, is because they used to be friends and they get along, and that when they explore that dynamic, it's more interesting than just having a villain and a hero that hate each other.
Yeah, and I think the climax of the movie essentially works because he appeals to Doc Ock's humanity.
People are trying to reevaluate the Raimi Spider-Man movies as being worse than we remember them, but
Absolutely not.
nah, Spider-Man 2 is good.
What I like about it as well, they included a almost sociological element to it, with showing how much Peter and his aunt May struggle money-wise and sort of the difficult positions that put them in. Like, it's really interesting thing for a superhero film to do, especially one targeted at the time at really 12
Well,
to
and I think
15 year
that
olds.
sort of all ties into the thing that I really like about Spider-Man 2, just the same, which is that they are really focused on making him like a human character. I think a lot of later superhero stuff is that they focus on the element of superheroes being like gods, and they're really removed from humanity. Whereas Spider-Man, I guess, has always been like this, but they do a really good job with it in Spider-Man 2, positioning Spider-Man as a normal human guy who is also Spider-Man.
That's the one where he has anxiety, isn't it? Spider-Man 2, or something like, and he quits being Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Powers aren't working, and then he gets knocked down, but he gets back up again.
Exactly, yeah. And it has these moments where struggling for money and having this relatable problem, and it's like, okay, he's Spider-Man, but that can't necessarily solve that problem, especially not when he's, the sort of good guy that he is. He's not leveraging his Spider-Man abilities to make cash. Well, other than the wrestling thing at the beginning of the first one, but we'll ignore that. But it's got the train sequence, which not only is a great action scene, but at the ending of that, when he realizes he's unmasked, and the people on the train hand it back to him.
Oh, they all save him. Yeah.
Yeah, and the kids are like, oh, we won't tell anybody.
That's such a wholesome scene, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it's because, despite them having their sort of like Jesus moment where they carry him along or whatever, it does also position him as like a normal guy. It's like, oh, they see that he's just a guy. There's one guy who's like, oh, he's barely older than my kid, and and the kids see him and they promise not to tell him. And I think it's really sweet, really wholesome, and I think has this like really positive outlook that you kind of lost in the sort of dark superhero era.
He's just a kid. No older than my son.
We found something. We won't tell nobody. It's good to have you back, Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2, what a fucking sequel.
Well, while we're on Tom picks, I'm now thinking it's not going to be on your nominations.
Oh.
Can you guess what I'm going to say?
I know what Brad's going to have picked for me, but let's let Brad say it.
Well, because Tom knows that apes together strong, he's going to have gone for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, because that's right, and I have put that down. It's my only other choice other than Spider-Man 2.
Oh, of course.
I'm sort of between the two.
You almost don't need to have seen Rise to watch Dawn. It's completely a different reality, which is great. It builds so much on it, the world of the apes and stuff. When I went to see Dawn of the Planet of the Apes at the cinema, I was just like, oh, it's just something to watch after Rise of the Planet of the Apes. That was all right. I'll go watch Dawn. Came out like, that was fucking sick. I was not expecting it at all.
It's also a great character story. Like, it is the story of the dynamic between Caesar and Cobra. And the reason that works is it's basically Caesar's dilemma about what's best to protect his family and his people in this situation that they're in. And, it works because you understand where Cobra's coming from and how that's linked to how he was treated by humans in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And you understand where Caesar's coming from. But they don't just have entrenched positions, or Caesar doesn't have an entrenched position. He doesn't just start thinking like, oh, well, we've only got to do this and that's the way forward. He's forced to change by the reality around him.
And which is cool to do in any movie, but when it's a chimpanzee doing
Yeah, this thing about being a chimpanzee.
it's even cool. Like, monkeys or apes just make it cool.
They do.
What if we did a really good movie about internal politics and a struggle with impending war and these factions that don't like each other, don't get along, it's an untenable situation? Well, that sounds very interesting. What if they were all chimpanzees? Now we got moving.
Yeah, what if half of these people were chimpanzees? Because, like the actual dynamic and setup of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and people noticed it at the time, but I think because of the world changing and moving on as it has done since it came out, it's kind of a really political movie for all sorts of things. Like, it's not just about one political event, but it's a movie that's really invested in those sorts of ideas, both geopolitical and then also like internal politics of the society. It's really interested in all of those things, but half of the characters in the movie are chimpanzees.
They just look cool. I think they're cooler as well because they speak less.
Yes, they speak way less.
So it's done through the visuals a lot more, which helps it be a more cinematic experience.
Yeah, it is. And I think one of the other things I love about the movie, and stop me if I've said this on the pod before, is that I watched it in cinema and of course had subtitles for what the apes were saying in their chimpanzee sign language. But the first time I rewatched it again at home, for some reason, the version I watched didn't have subtitles, or they weren't turned on or now baked into the movie. So I watched it, and the first hour of it is essentially just a sign language only movie. And I obviously had seen it before, but I was like, this still works.
I think it could so easily be a silly movie. It's really mature and intelligent storytelling. Like I went in expecting the Gary Oldman character based off the trailers for him to be the villain, but he's not at all. He's doing what's right by his people. Even Koba thinks he's doing what's right by his people. He's just had a terrible history with humans, so doesn't trust them. So it all makes sense. But then at the end, you get the coolest scene of all time of Koba saying,
"Apes follow Koba now. Follow Koba to war. Apes win war. Apes together strong. Caesar weak. Koba weaker."
It's so good.
the best. Right, we've spoken enough about apes, I think.
Yeah, we have. It's a really good movie, but I'm still not decided between the two. I don't really know. I think it's like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is the movie I prefer, I think. But when I was thinking it, my heart said Spider-Man 2.
Put 2 and 2 together. Spider-Man fighting an ape.
Yeah, if Spider-Man was a chimpanzee, then I feel like that would have swung it.
Oh, if he'd been bitten by a radioactive chimpanzee.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And then he still could have had web shooters, because for some reason that's established as a Spider-Man thing. And he could have just been...
Vine shooters.
Vine shooters, and he's swinging around like Tarzan. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to see this movie instead.
There's a movie.
Now you got a fucking movie. Craig, what have you picked?
Well, hold on. Is Dawn won? Because it sounds like Dawn was Brad's pick as well.
I've got two picks.
I know you said you're undecided, Tom.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Your heart sounded like Dawn there.
It's a great movie.
Well, then Brad wins if that's the case. I've got 2 picks that I don't really know. I'm a bit like Tom.
Okay. I'm guessing Dawn was one of them?
Yeah, Dawn's one of them. But you give one, Craig. You've not spoken in a bit.
Right, okay. I'll mention one that's not as well regarded as Dawn, but it's sort of a personal one. I'm going to say a Pixar one, and it's not Toy Story 2.
Okay.
I have a real personal affection for Finding Dory.
Oh. I've never seen Finding Dory, you know.
Oh, I've seen it once. I think I liked it. It wasn't as good as the first one, though, in my memory.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was never really the right age to see Finding Nemo. I wasn't that interested when I got older because, I don't know, you hear about a Pixar movie about, oh, cool little robot or superheroes or toys. You're like, oh, yeah, I'll go see that. But when you hear there's one about a fish, I'm like, oh, I'm not a fish guy.
Well, it's interesting you say that. The origin of the Finding Nemo pitch, I think, was that whoever came up with the idea of it went into an office and pitched it all and spoke for like 40 minutes all about how excited he was. He starts it off again. So, I want to make a movie about a fish, all underwater, and I'm going to do this. And he ran it down for ages. And then everyone else in the room just went, oh, no, you had us on, like, we're going to make a movie about a fish. That sounds good.
A lot of fish guys at Pixar.
Because I knew it would be a cool animation challenge and it would look cool.
Yeah, I won't speak too long about it, but basically what I like is that it took a character who was nothing more than a comic relief, to my knowledge, in the first film, and they recognised in the time from the first film to the second people's attitudes towards mental handicaps or mental disabilities and everything in that regard had changed greatly in that time, and the way that character should have been represented might have been a bit understated in the first film, and they made it basically about someone to learn with dealing with their handicap, and it was really great, like intelligently written and funny, and I watched it the other night and the CGI has aged incredibly well. And it sounds like a simple thing to take a character who was a comic relief and give them their own movie. I mean, they're not the only movie to do it, but I think if you think about other movies that have tried to do that, I mean, Evan Almighty, Minions, Lightyear, so many movies don't do that well, and Finding Dory did it extremely well, you know, having just this story about somebody really having to come to terms with the anxiety that comes with not being able to do things as well as other people or do them as easily because they're dealing with this mental handicap. And I have a massive soft spot for films that are about children being separated from their parents for some reason. Only 2 films have ever made me cry when I watched it. One was Finding Dory and the other was Lion, and they're both basically about the same thing, which is about a child who's separated from their parents at a young age and reunited with them much later towards the end of the film. But yeah, honestly, personal choice, not like a well-regarded choice, but yeah, I think Finding Dory is fantastic.
Fair enough. Like I said, I just don't remember it well enough. I remember liking it fine, but I don't remember it being overly
That's
affecting.
it. Well, and I was impassioned enough that I've got to watch
Yeah.
Finding Dory now. I've never seen it, but I was like, I've got to watch Finding Dory.
Yeah, I watched it with Lauren the other night, and it has a really good cast, you know, people from Always Sunny in Philadelphia and people from Modern Family.
I was going to say Caitlin Olsen's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kept hearing Caitlin Olsen's voice and just waiting for her to be a bitch.
Oh, is D in Finding Dory?
Yeah, I was like, I'm just waiting for her to be a bitch to someone. Like, I can't do it.
He thinks he can't use his echolocation, but I've overheard the doctors talking.
I'm right here.
There's not a thing wrong
Hear
with him.
every word you're saying about me.
What's echolocation?
Well, Bailey's head is supposed to put out a call, and the echo helps him find objects far away. Oh, but apparently, he's still healing.
No, I know you're talking about me.
I'm just going to throw out some quick ones that we don't really need to talk about, because this will come at top of a lot of people's list of best sequel. It kind of insists upon itself. It's The Godfather Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you guys stand on The Godfather Part 2 versus Part 1 being better or worse? The Godfather Part 1 is infinitely better movie by my standards.
You know what it is? I think the Robert De Niro section of it is amazing. The prequel stuff. I think the Al Pacino modern day stuff is weaker. Like, if it was just the Robert De Niro stuff, I would prefer it. But the Al Pacino modern day stuff sort of drags it down a little bit for me. But it's still good.
See, that's weird because I was about to say the exact opposite in that, like, I kind of like the Robert De Niro stuff, but I feel like the movie's got too much going on in a way. In that, like, obviously it's very long, Godfather Part 2 as well, isn't it? But it's like it's too much. It's too much movie. I think maybe if there was any knock against it, and I really like the Godfather Part 2, but it's a lot of movie. It's a lot of movie, and not just because it's long, but it's like so much more sort of sprawling story. Whereas I feel like the original Godfather is really tight.
I encouraged my sister to watch the original Godfather. She was saying, "What's a classic I've never seen?" I said, "Go watch Godfather. You can't knock Godfather." She came back and said, "So I got about an hour in. They're still at this fucking wedding, introducing people. Nothing's happened yet." And she just basically rattled off all these criticisms of it. And then I showed her the clip of Family Guy where Peter Griffin talks about how he doesn't like The Godfather. And it was literally every single point my sister made. Like, the exact same points. I can't understand the word they're saying. Like, what are they even talking about? They're just sitting around in a room. It takes forever getting in. This is exactly Peter Griffin's thing.
I did not care for The Godfather.
What?
Did not care for The Godfather.
How can you even say that, Dad?
Didn't like it.
Peter, it's like the perfect movie.
This is what everyone always says. Whenever they say,
Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. I mean, you never see Robert Duvall.
No, fine actor. Did not like the movie.
What didn't you like about it?
It insists upon itself, Lois.
And then another one that insists upon itself is The Dark Knight.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie.
Yeah, I do have a mental hang-up with films like that where if everyone loves it, I want to not like it. I really do. I count it against it. I can't help it. I'm like,
yeah, but I think no, it is a really good movie, and I do like it. But I think I think the bit that counts against it for me is that more sort of cynical outlook on humanity, sort of superhero movie that's very not Spider-Man 2. But it's also, I think, it's centered around a really great performance from Heath Ledger, which is why people love it so much. I think he's really, really engaged and captivating in that. A lot of the actual character stuff for like, Bruce Wayne and everything else is quite thin.
That's a really interesting point because I'm trying to, recollect it, and all I can remember is him going, "Oh, I might not have to be Batman soon. I could be with Rachel," and the whole thing with the radar phones.
Yeah, which actually is a very similar plot to Spider-Man 2. Because obviously he has that dynamic with Mary Jane and everything.
Yeah.
Sort of that. But again, obviously Dark Knight goes for a darker ending to that through line.
It's more of a ride. It's more about the action and the spectacle and the crime drama than the character.
Yeah, it's very much like a thriller sort of movie, isn't it?
Misunderstand that as me like slagging off the Joker as a character. There's great characters, but it's not a study of the character in a dramatic sense. Can you guess what my final choice is?
I forgot that you had a final choice. Well, it can't be Mission Impossible 2.
No, not Mission Impossible 2. No. Oh, I do like that. I had one other honourable mention. I just thought that Trainspotting 2 is really good.
Oh, yeah.
As a sequel that came out many years after the first one and did a really good job holding up, which my other choice also did. It came out 25 years, 30 years after the first one, I think, which is Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I think it's the prettiest movie of all time. The sound design's sick. The story's cool.
Yeah.
Everything's fucking sick about it. It's an amazing movie.
It is an amazing movie. And I think I forgot about that as a choice. And I love Blade Runner 2049. I suppose the only bit that I'd say is that Blade Runner 2049 doesn't have my heart. I don't know what that is. There's no way to explain that. That doesn't mean that, that it's less good as a movie. It's a great, great movie.
You can just not hit the emotional things for you, that's fine. But
Yeah.
You know, the other night, I was saying to Lauren, I might need to watch Blade Runner 2049 for the sequel pod. Would you be interested in watching that? And she was like, oh, well, put on some clips and I'll tell you. And the only clips I could find was just Ryan Gosling with the futuristic prostitutes and Anna de Armas in the flat. And it's like, all she got from it is, I don't want to watch this because it just looks like Ryan Gosling like perving over hologram women and prostitutes.
Well, to be fair, the other week we recorded an episode where you just kept going on about how Anna de Armas in Blade Runner 2049 is well fit, to quote you.
Yeah, you did do that, Craig. So.
And I believe that Lauren listens to the podcast, Craig. So then you're saying you're trying to get her to watch you.
She doesn't listen. She won't listen to that episode. It's fine.
I just love the vibe of it. It's such a sick vibe. It's just loud and cool. The visual's amazing. It's got the similar style to the Batman to me. If the Batman was a sequel, I'd put that as a winner.
No, it's a good mention.
Yeah, it's a really good movie, and it has the best Dave Bautista performance as well. There's that worm farmer who's in it for like 5 minutes. He's so fucking good in that.
He's great in that. Really cool. Anyway, so we've got Blade Runner. We've got Spider-Man 2. We've got Finding Dory. I had another one. What was my other one? Donald Planet of the Apes.
Really?
What are you guys reckoning? Did Craig have any more?
I didn't mention my main pick, but it wasn't on my list. But I feel like we'll get shot if we don't mention this. No one's going to mention T2, Terminator 2.
Yeah, no, good point. I think it is more like really good movie.
Nah.
Same thing as with what I was saying about Blade Runner 2049 is that it didn't have my heart. I think that's the key to it. I think, and for that reason as well, that is why my main pick is. I'm going to say Spider-Man 2.
It's got a soft spot in your childhood.
It does, but I think it holds up. I feel like the Raimi style is kind of timeless in a way.
Yeah, it's got classic style about it. So, Craig, what's your actual pick?
Before I say honourable mentions, I'll just list them off quick because I'm sure loads of other podcasts talk about these films. Empire Strikes Back, we all love it, but...
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You can listen to any other film podcast in the world. They'll talk about it. And I think anything you can say about it's already been said. Just good stuff.
I tried to watch that the other day and I couldn't get through it. Because I'm not a big... I just like...
You're just not a Star Wars guy. No,
I'm not, but whenever I watch the original trilogy, I'm like, what? Really?
Interesting bit of trivia, though. It's funny you say that. Empire, I don't think was that well received when it was first released. I think it came out to mixed reviews at best. For the reason that I think all the new films get slagged off, which is like, this isn't like the earlier film or films we liked before. This is a little different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it took a while for it
It didn't resolve anything. It got big.
It took a while for it to achieve the kind of status it got. Another quick list mention, Rocky 2. I love Rocky 2.
Yes, I had that. Yeah.
And this is why one that the obligatory Craig will mention and the others will say no, Hot Fuzz.
Oh, yeah, no.
And
yeah, it's not a sequel.
Cornetto trilogy, isn't it?
It's a spiritual trilogy. It's not really.
Yeah. It's not a direct sequel in the way that a lot of the other choices are.
Quick mention, I also like Spider-Man No Way Home just for the one scene where they all have to talk about the person they've lost, and that's a part of being Spider-Man in it. Not as good as Spider-Man 2 though, which is my main pick. Tom, we're on the same side.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2.
Oh, fuck. Damn it.
Yeah,
I
Spider-Man
thought I had
2.
a shout with Dawn. I thought I was in there with Dawn. God
Yeah,
damn.
no, you know what? And you could have been.
I thought I was fucked when you guys were talking about Dawn.
Oh,
No,
so close.
You did, and you know what? It was really close, but it had to be Spider-Man 2, and I think solely for the reason that before actually sitting down to write my notes, I was trying to think just mentally, without Googling, without anything, what is the best sequel of all time? And I could literally only think of Spider-Man 2. And so I was like, I think it has to be Spider-Man 2.
That might say more about you than about me.
No, I think it's because Spider-Man 2 is amazing.
I don't know when I last saw Spider-Man 2.
You got to rewatch Spider-Man 2. What a fucking movie.
Since I didn't say anything, I didn't say that much about it, because my mention, I will say what I love about it above everything else is that I think you could take out all the Spider-Man stuff, but all the Peter Parker side of it holds up really well, basically. That's all I was going to say.
Yeah, it's because he's got a really strong character arc in that movie, isn't it? And it works. They really care about the character of Peter Parker, and it's not just about the action stuff. So it's what a movie. What a movie.
And one last thing to mention about it, visually held up remarkably well for 2002.
Because it's real, Craig. Practical effect. There's zero CGI in the entire movie.
entire movie. No, but I think it has that thing where it looks like a real movie. It's a weird bit you do get in a lot of modern movies now, and it's not just because of like digital or whatever, or like a lot of things that people attribute it to, but you do get a weird uncanny feeling where it's like there's something a little bit like over processed about the visual. They don't feel like real places, whereas everything in Spider-Man 2 feels like a bit of real New York. You know, like they're actually there. It feels like authentic.
It's Spider-Man 2 where he's like waiting for MJ and there's someone playing an instrument singing Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Does whatever a Spider...
Yeah.
Well, play that now as the awards music as we announce that the best sequel of all time is Spider-Man 2.
Hooray!
Woo!
A Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins